99% of football fans never see the bigger picture. And even then, I don't think it's actually possible for even the best to see every single thing which happens in every single match, because there are so many different levels to it and so many different opinions are required. Most people follow the ball, they celebrate the goals and they cheer the highlights, but they're missing everything that actually matters. They are missing the why. So let's change that. Now, football in its basic terms is an invasion game. You try to score goals and you try to stop goals, but within that, there are so many different things that you need to take note of. It's a game of structure, of patterns, and of principles, and that's what 99% of people miss. And once you train your brain to see these things, you'll never watch football the same way again. So I'm going to walk through just 3 key areas that most people miss when watching a football match. Number 1 is about team shape, and this is about focusing on the collective rather than just the ball. Now, team shape is very interchangeable, and some managers will keep the same shape no matter the opponent, but some are more adaptable and like to change it up and will look to exploit an opposition weakness. And there's 2 basic types of team shape that you need to know about. What is the team structure on the ball and what is the team structure off the ball? And the team structure is usually split into 3 different lines: the defensive line, the midfield line, and the attacking line. You do get 4 lines on occasion, but mostly it's 3, and that's all you need to be worried about for now. Now, what's also important to note is that a team structure will change through different phases of play. In the build-up phase, a team shape might be completely different to what it looks like in the attacking phase, because in each phase of play they're seeking different objectives and therefore require a different structure. For example, overloads are common in build-up structures as the main objective is to try and play through whilst maintaining possession. Therefore, they might require more bodies for support, or to bait the opponent to press, or so they're more structurally sound, so if they do lose the ball, then they can counter-press effectively to win it back. So the next time you watch a game, take note of the different structures that you see in each phase. What are the differences between each and why? Number 2, transitions, and these are the most vulnerable and dangerous moments within a game. And these are actually the things that most people gloss over, because most see it as a free-for-all, players sprinting towards the ball to try and attack or desperately try and win the ball back. And don't get me wrong, it is. They are often quick and direct, but it is also possible to see structure in the chaos. Now, the key thing to try and spot here is how the team looks before a turnover happens. Because remember, in football, it's about trying to think 1 step ahead. For example, what would happen here if the ball was to turn over? Where are the attacking players positioned? Where are the defensive players positioned? Where is the space? Where is going to be that first passing option upon you winning the ball? And actually, a lot of teams' shapes and structures are built to keep that in mind, because transitions are when the team is most vulnerable, so they need to be absolutely set on what they're going to do should that happen, and it will happen. For example, when a team is in possession here, look how close the distances are between players. Now, they aren't doing this to make the passing easier, or they aren't doing it to create more options for themselves. That's not the main reason why they're doing it. They're doing it because they're thinking ahead to the defensive transition. If they lose the ball here, they now have plenty of bodies around this zone to be able to counter press effectively. So make sure you note down what happens exactly before a transition and what happens during it as well. And number 3 are triggers, and this is about the when and why of a team's pressing structure and shape and when they go to instigate it. Now, triggers are probably the most complex thing that I've spoken about so far, and they are the most effective way at winning the ball back, because often it exploits a team's weakness. Triggers is what needs to happen for the opponent to instigate a press, and are often spotted by noticing patterns. For example, is there an area on the pitch where every time the ball goes into that zone, the opposition team instigate their press immediately? The first job is to recognize that pattern. And then the next job after that is to figure out why a team are pressing when they are. And there could be a few reasons for it. They could be trying to exploit a player's weakness. So for example, if a player isn't comfortable in a specific position, or if they are a weak link within the team, then naturally the opponent might apply a high press into that zone. Also, a poor touch, for obvious reasons, can be a pressing trigger. Because the ball is loose, it's a little bit away from the player, and it's an opportunity for you to win the ball back. Also, if a ball gets played to a player's weaker foot, could also be a pressing trigger. Or if the player on the ball has no passing options, could be a pressing trigger to make them go back to the goalkeeper or to try and force them long. Or generally, just if a player is having a bad game. that could also be a pressing trigger. So it's a lot more than just running to try and win the ball back. The timing of these situations is so key to getting it perfectly right. So when watching your next match, see how many pressing patterns you spot and note down what you think the triggers are in each situation. So just by practicing these things during a match and actively noting down what you see, you are well on your way to recognizing these things automatically and becoming the football genius within your friends group who can secretly explain everything that's happening when everyone else is stumped. Because if you actually want to understand football, instead of just watching it, you have to change the way you see the game. You have to rewire your thinking, because it's not just skills that you're seeing, it's decision making and it's structure. And if you want to learn how to analyze matches in a structured step-by-step way, then I put together a free match analysis template to help you spot these patterns today. And the link for that template is in the description. So go and get at it now, it's good stuff. Don't forget to subscribe for weekly content, and I'll see you on the next one.